Welcome to another edition of Living the B3 Way. Thanks for joining me today. And last time we talked about eating out, and hopefully some of those strategies were helpful for you, how to stay intentional. But right now, I want to talk about something that is a challenge for an awful lot of business leaders. It's actually having family time and eating dinner with the family, whether it's holidays or whether it's coming home and eating. It's really important that part of your routine is having quality time with family, that you're not working longer hours and skipping and eating leftovers when everybody else is already gone or asleep. It's just not a good idea to do that. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, nah, I don't have the time. Well, that's part of the reason why I do what I do, because it's not a matter of leaving your health behind as you climb that ladder to success. It's really about integrating everything that you do in your life so that it makes a difference. And I'm not saying every dinner has to be eaten at home, but what if you picked one night a week? That made a real difference. While I was growing up, my family always had a special night of dinner. So in my family, when I knew that I had challenges with my schedule, we picked Thursday night as the special dinner where we brought out the tablecloth and the good china, beautiful soft, what do you call it, the stemware and the silverware. Everything was special on Thursday night. We even had the neighbor over to have dinner with us, and it made a difference. Because it wasn't just about the food. It was about the intention of having a night where we all celebrated together, telling stories and enjoying a really good meal. So I'm going to spend today going through some strategies that I think might help you make family dinners at home more intentional and more enjoyable. Just that first one is that tip that I want to make sure is that you understand that it doesn't have to be every night, but it does have an impact on the family, that you are home for dinner. And you might say on the weekends, maybe that's when you are available, but a lot of times on the weekends, you want to go out because you've been working so hard and you get a babysitter. So it's great to pick one night a week and understand that making that I would say sacrifice, right? To make sure you're home on time and making sure that everybody is on the same table, at the same table and on the same table, it will make a difference. Second thing is about mindfulness. How can you be mindful, especially if you have young kids, if there's a lot going on, there are cell phones everywhere. Well, let's leave the cell phones outside, including you, the kids, the wife, the husband, and focus on just being mindful. What does that mean? It means that each mouthful you're enjoying, you're focusing on the meal, you're focusing on the conversation, you're focusing on listening. It can make a huge difference, especially if you happen to have emotional triggers when it comes to family or getting a phone call from work or getting a text. If we put the phone away and we know that that issue is going to be there when you finish dinner, not like handling it a half an hour sooner is going to make that big of a difference. What will end up happening is you will find that you can keep your commitments greater than your compulsions, because healthy living and eating starts with healthy thinking. So making that commitment to leaving the phone at the table, away from the table, and focusing on the conversation and the food and being intentional with your eating. The next thing I want you to focus on is setting clear boundaries. There are certain boundaries that you need to set with family. Sometimes it might be that your partner is a partner in crime instead of a partner in success. There are many times I'm working with a client, and when we get to the next week's session, I'll ask how they did, and they'll go, it was really tough. And they didn't commit to what they needed to do. And a lot of it had to do with that they hadn't confided in their significant other about what they're trying to to do and set those specific boundaries by saying, hey, I'm really working hard on helping controlling my blood sugar, or I'm working on losing weight or getting my cholesterol better controlled. And this is what the intention is. It's really important, right? And also could be the timing of the meal, letting your significant other know that that timing can make a difference so that you have time after dinner to do the things that you need to do. But I think setting clear boundaries and communicating those health goals to your family in front of your children so they can see, hey, wow, this is important to dad or mom. They learn their values from you. Another thing that you can do is focus on making sure that you're preparing delicious meals that are nutritious. I focus on something called quality calories. It's a lot of nutrient density. Nutrient density means there's a lot of nutrition for every calorie. So what's the opposite? Low quality calorie would be highly processed foods, foods that are high in fat and sugar. I know, all the foods that you love to eat, but it doesn't have to be that way. What if you learned how to cook meals and other types of meats and vegetables that were delicious as well as nutritious? I just finished a meal and I really enjoyed eating the roasted asparagus that I had cooked with whole cloves of garlic, drizzled with some extra virgin olive oil, and then sprinkled with Parmesan cheese, salt, and pepper. And it was so delicious. And it was the third night of leftovers with it. It's important to realize that food doesn't have to just be steamed, boring. It can taste great. So make sure that you're making foods that taste great, but also are healthy. What else can we work on? Well, making sure that you make the time to exercise, because physical activity is going to make a difference when it comes to eating. You're going to feel like you're more in charge with making the actual commitment to stopping when you're satisfied, eating when you're hungry, and being able to say, you know what, I had enough. You don't go back for seconds. So I think it's crucial to make sure that you make the time for exercise. Another one may be seeking support of your peers. How many of you have asked friends, family, significant other, colleagues at work, had a partner, your brother, your sister, to say, hey, let's go to the gym and work out together. Let's go for walks every day. Let's have an accountability check-in with our scales. Or just what I had one client had bought a pair of shorts that was a little small, knowing that he was going to fit into it in a couple of weeks to a month. And he's excited about seeing the progress because he's been losing about 2 to 3 pounds a week. And he's down about 53 pounds now. So he is confident, and knowing that that's his reward, that he's going to fit in these shorts. That's another great way of finding your skinny jeans or your skinny clothes that are in the closet, trying them on now, and knowing that every week, even if the scale doesn't move, as you exercise and as you commit to healthier eating, and thinking that you're going to start seeing that those clothes fit better. Now, let's see, what else can we work on? I have, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you get great tips on my YouTube channel, or you can be connecting to my LinkedIn newsletter, or follow me on Facebook, or follow me on Instagram. I'm even on TikTok, and I'm always giving tips on what is going to help you live healthier, think healthier, eat healthier, because it's not about going on a diet. It's not about going on a crazy exercise program. It's really about building a new relationship with yourself, with food, and with everybody around you, so that you can live the life you've always dreamed of. It's losing weight with your mind, not your mouth. Well, that's another edition of Living the B3 Way. Thanks for joining me, and have a great week.